Hi everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Now today I'm going to be reviewing the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. Now I've been using this phone for over 2 months now, and now I'm going to give you guys my full experience on it, talking about battery life, user experience, the camera, the new privacy display, some cons, and more. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. So I have the Galaxy S26 Ultra in the color Sky Blue, but it did come out in some other colors as well, which you could see on screen. And I do have it in a case as well, which I really like. Pretty handy because I can do this and it makes watching my content very handy, as well as holding it a lot easier. I like ring cases, so I'll have this linked in the description if you're interested about it. I really like the sky blue color. I think it's really pretty. I think the purple color is also very nice, but it is a bit darker for my liking. Here it is on screen. So if you're a purple lover, you might love that a lot. Just keep in mind, it is a very dark, deep purple with kind of hints of black in there. Depending on the angle, it can look more black than purple. Now the current price as of recording for the S26 Ultra 512 gigabyte version I have here is $2,179.99 Canadian and $1,499 American. So definitely a pricey phone. This is a flagship phone from Samsung here that has all the features packed in it. One thing I do want to mention is that if you do have an old phone that you're trading in, Samsung does do trade-in promotions, so they'll give you a credit for your old phone towards your new one. So that is pretty handy there as well. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and put some spec highlights for the Galaxy S26 Ultra on screen for you. Some things like the battery life, the display, the processor, and more. You can choose 12 megapixels all the way up to 200 depending on the photo quality you want. So here's a very sleepy picture of my cat, and just showing you guys, like, it's very clear, the photo here. Even if I zoom in, very clear. See all the details very well. The camera does have some pretty cool features like photo assist. So with the camera here, after you take a photo, you can use the AI photo assistant and you can type in things and it will edit your photo based on what you're telling it. Doing an example here, it's having it change your hair. So that's a pretty cool feature which I tested out, and I think that feature is really cool. For me, you guys can see I did tell it to make my hair blonde. I'm going to ask it to make the background a library. And now you can see behind me, there is a library. All right guys, if you find this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Another thing is the zoom, up to 100x zoom. Now, once you're at 100x, you are not gonna get clear, crisp, beautiful photos, but it is a cool feature if you do wanna zoom in and punch in a lot on your photos. I have some examples of this on screen for you guys. I do think that the 30 and under are pretty usable when it comes to zooming in and, you know, retaining a good amount of quality here. And it is a bit limited at the 200 megapixel. You can go up to 10 times zoom. You can turn on horizontal lock. It's gonna keep your horizon level. And you guys can see right now it's locked in vertical. So even if I take my hand and I turn it completely upside down, it keeps the frame vertical. So that is really cool. You see a little bit of jitters and jumps in there, but it works pretty well. Another feature with the camera is that you can turn on steady shot. So if your hands are like shaking a bit, you could still get a clear shot, as you guys can see with the flower here. So here's a photo I just took when I was out earlier. I was shaking my hand a bit just to test the stability, but it turned out like decent. Another good thing about the camera is that it has very good low light performance. So if you're in a situation that's very dimly lit, or if you're outside and there's like night lights around you from street lights and stuff, you could still get a really great photo. I think it's like the AI, the processor, but it just takes your photos and it makes them look a lot clearer, and makes them look brighter, and makes the colors just kind of stand out. So I think it does a very good job at nighttime performance, and definitely I think it's Samsung's best yet. And the daytime pictures look great too, in my opinion. So when it comes to battery life, the S26 Ultra here has a quoted battery life up to 31 hours. And with my usage doing things like phone calls, text messages, watching content, using apps, and more, I've gotten on average 13 hours of battery life with this phone. So not amazing. I do have to charge it every single day. However, this is definitely going to depend on your usage. Now, I'm more of a heavier user with my phone, I think, especially I do like watching content on my phone if I'm on the go. If I were having like a lighter usage day when I'm literally just using it to briefly check like emails or text and not really doing much on it, I was able to get it to last me 30 hours. That's the max I've gotten it, but that's really when I'm barely using my phone. It's a bit frustrating for me that a phone this big, the battery life is not longer. So I definitely think that's something that does need to be improved. However, I will say it charges so fast. It charges in around 30 minutes. Like I literally plug it in, I go like maybe wash the dishes, come back and it's like fully charged. I'm like, wow, it is just very, very quick charging. Probably heard about the new privacy display that Samsung has built in, the world's first ever on a smartphone. So with it turned off, I just wanted to show you guys what this will look like here. Now, if someone's right beside me, they can see my phone for sure. Even if I tilt it a little bit, very, very readable. If you turn on privacy display, you want to hide, what people are seeing. I'm just going to put it on privacy display regular mode here. Now, if I was to go back to that text, you can see if I turn it to like a different angle, you can't see it much because it really just looks like your phone is on super dim, low brightness and you can't see much. So it makes your phone a lot less likely for people to see what's on there. I will say it's about the angles though. So if you are straight on like this, so if someone's sitting right here and they're right here, they can see your phone. I mean, they could see it easily. If someone's like right here and I tilt the phone, they can't really see it much. But if I have my phone dead straight, they could definitely read what's on your phone. But if you go ahead and you turn it on maximum privacy, that changes things a little bit. Definitely a more intense level of privacy, but it's the same thing about the angles. If someone's right beside me, they'll be able to see it from here. Like, as you guys can see, I move it, it still looks like readable. It's getting a little bit dimmer as I move to the side, but you can still read it. But if I go ahead and turn it, once again, you can't really see much on it. It just looks very dim and dark. When you turn it back, it's bright. So that is kind of the privacy display. It really depends on the angles and where the person is near you. So the privacy display is a very cool feature and I honestly hope Samsung puts it on all of their phones going forward. I really hope it's on the new Z Flip series because if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen my other content, I love the Z Flip series. Here is the Z Flip 7. It does make your phone appear a little bit like hazy and dreamy looking. It's not as crisp and clear as it was with the regular privacy mode on. One part of user experience for me for Samsung and Android in general is customizability. If you guys can't tell by now, I'm a bit purple obsessed. And you are able to customize your Android phones like crazy. This is why I like Android more than Apple. I'm sorry my Apple users out there, but I like that I'm able to apply themes. As you guys can see, there's purple everywhere. And my keyboards, for example, I'm able to customize it and do exactly what I want. So I just like the customizability here and the ability to carry out themes like everywhere on your phone. When it comes to the smoothness of the phone, it has a very quick refresh rate and it's very responsive. You can turn on adaptive if it goes up to 120 Hertz. And I really like if I'm loading an app or if I am watching content or anything, it's very, very quick. Even if I try to run games like Sunday Lawn, I don't know if you guys know about this. Literally a game where you mow the lawn. It's very responsive. Now this game is a very simple game. It does a good job at, loading the graphics and with the controls being accurate and everything like that. If you are a more intense gamer, this can definitely handle that for you with the Snapdragon processor it does have in here. Another thing is when you are using this phone to do calls, the call quality does sound great. It has very good microphone in here, so your voice doesn't sound distorted. I'll just give you guys a quick demo of the microphone. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm just talking so you guys can hear how the microphone sounds. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm just talking so you guys can hear how the microphone sounds. So very clear, sounds like I sound, and the speakers on here are great. If you are watching content, listening to music, the speakers are clear and strong. I just like it a lot, guys. I love the display and I love watching content on here. And this is the number one thing I've been using this for. And I like the size of the display. I just wish the phone was a bit lighter. User experience overall is very good. I do like that the display looks fantastic in whatever lighting condition I'm in. So here's the brightness on super low, and I'm gonna turn it up. And I really like that you can kind of see in real time what it looks like. So you guys probably can't tell how bright this is just because I turned down the camera so you guys can see the screen, because if I put the camera at what it was at before, it just whites out. But it does get very bright, and this is very helpful when you're outside. You can see the screen in direct sunlight. It also does have like a built-in like thumb unlock. Personally, I prefer when it's on the side of your phone or on the back, but that's not really used as much anymore. But in my experience, it has worked very well, very quick. As long as you are positioning your thumb in the right spot, it does work pretty quickly. If you guys are interested in learning a bit more about the Buds 4 Pro or the Buds 4, I've done a comparison video on those, which you can find linked in the description below, and these are the Buds 4 if you are interested. I did talk about the Buds 4 briefly just because I wanted to say another thing about user experience here is that you have seamless connection with Samsung devices, whether you are wearing a watch or whether you are using the Buds Pro or whatever else, your devices connect very seamlessly, and I think that's a great thing for Samsung to do. I did like that setting up my devices. It was just super quick and easy, and the devices are basically instantly recognized as soon as I turn them on. Ultra does come with a pen, the S Pen here. First off, it's lightweight, it's comfortable to hold in your hand, and it's fun to use. Like, you can use this just as a pointer, and you can just click on things, you know, to open up and to close apps and to do whatever you want. You can just kind of click on it and use it as a little pointer. Another thing you can use this for, which is the main reason I would use it for, is to draw and write and take notes and do all the fun things you can do with a pen. Now, something that is pretty cool is that if you want to take a note directly on a page, let's say you're, I don't know, you're doing a lecture or something and your prof makes a point and you just quickly take a note, you can just write whatever you want or draw an image or add a formula or whatever. And I think it's really cool that it gives you like a writing sound. You can draw and kind of use AI to make your drawings come to life and look more like Mona Lisa and Van Gogh paintings and Godard, and just make it look so fancy and nice. So I am not at that level at all, but let's just say you are doing a artistic photo and you have amazing art skills, or your scribbles into something that looks reminiscent of a piece of art and create something. Look at that. I mean, was that what I drew? Let's just say it was. Now, this is a really nice looking photo that you can save for yourself. So I think it's a pretty fun feature to play around with, and you can, you know, do different things. Like you can do people, abstract, in different styles as well. Another thing you can do is you can add a shortcut. So whatever I have a shortcut here, you can also create notes. Now, if I wanted to create a note, which I do like written notes, I can just say, remember to get cat food. You can just make little notes for yourself. So pretty handy as well. I like having this pen here. It is a cool feature and it just fits in here. So it's always there if you need to take notes, if you want to draw, if you want to just use it as a pointer. Very helpful. All right, guys, so I have noticed some cons about this phone here. So the first con for me is S26 Ultra is big, and it's very hard to use one-handed if you don't have big hands. If I want to text right now, it's just really hard trying to balance it and, you know, type and everything. But that's where I think my case comes in clutch. And then it makes it a lot easier because I can go and stick like a couple fingers in here and it kind of moves the weight so I can have better maneuverability with my thumb to text and do whatever I want to do. If you don't have a case like this, like a ring case, or if you are just rocking your phone naked with no case on, it can get hard to hold because it's like a matte glass feeling, but it is a little bit slippery when you don't have a case on. And it's hard to use one-handed, especially if you have smaller hands. Another thing about the phone is that it's a bit heavier than I thought it was gonna be. Originally thought it was pretty lightweight using the phone, but after using it for a while, you feel the weight. And if I want to be reading, you know, something and I'm scrolling through, after like about half hour, I'm like, oh, I don't want to hold this anymore. So I like having a stand that I can just put it down and read it or watch my content without having to hold it. But it's not super heavy, but it definitely does have some weight to it. And coming from, you know, the Z Flip series, it's a little bit heavier than that. Another con for me is that this is expensive. You know, in Canada here, it's over $2,000 for the 512 gigabyte version. So I do wish that it was a bit cheaper. Another con for me is because of the size here, I do find this phone hard to fit into pockets and bags. And this can fit into some of my bags and belt bags, but it doesn't fit into all of them. And alright guys, considering the price, the quality, the color, the battery life, the ease of use, the camera, the features, and everything like that, I'd go ahead and give the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra here an 8.7 out of 10. I definitely do give it a thumbs up. So if you guys are looking to pick up the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra here, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed that you want to know with this review, go ahead and drop a comment below. I do read all the comments and I will definitely get back to you. And if you've picked up the S26 Ultra here, let me know your opinion on it. Have you been enjoying the phone? Have you not been enjoying it? Share everything with me in the community in the comments below. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.